Halloween may be months away, but bat season is upon us as these creatures from the night emerged from winter hibernation. Late last month, a bat got into a home in rural Snohomish County. It later tested positive for rabies. This is the county's first positive test since 2023. Today, I spoke with Susan Babcock. She's the Snohomish County Health Department's resident expert on rabies. First of all, I want to ask you, tell us a little bit about this recent case where I understand a rabid bat flew into a home. 3 people are exposed. Does that mean it bit anyone?
So I can't go into too much detail for privacy reasons, but I guess what I can say is in this situation, and this isn't uncommon for this time of year, one person had a more direct exposure than the other 2. So in those situations, oftentimes we will send the individual that has a more direct or higher risk exposure in for the rabies post-exposure prophylaxis ahead of receiving the test results. And then the folks that fall into the lower risk category, which is something we assess as public health, they can usually wait up to 5 days, to get a result from any rabies testing.
So how concerned should the average person be, and who is most likely at risk at this point?
I would say anyone around this time of year could have the potential to be exposed to a bat. The warmer months, it's always more common just because they are not hibernating anymore. So they're more active. And I think also people have their windows and doors open more oftentimes as the weather is warmer. If you don't have screens or even just a small opening in your house, or even just leaving like the sliding glass door open, because I'm bad about that with my dog. I know for a short amount of time at night, they could just sneak in your house. So just being mindful of that kind of thing. And then just, people spend a lot more time outside too when it's warmer. So if you're out and active at night, there's a possibility you could encounter one. Although for the most part, they don't seek people out or anything. So I would say, at this time of year, I would say anyone could potentially be at risk and, for running into a bat possibly.
Very interesting. And lastly, what is involved in bat-proofing your home?
That's a great question. And definitely, I know the State Department of Health has really good resources on this too, but really any small opening or hole that they could get through, they don't need a whole lot of space. I've never actually seen a bat in the wild for as long as I've been doing this, but I've definitely seen them because I packaged them before in some circumstances. And they can be really tiny. I don't know if you can see even sometimes this big. I know when they're dead, they're a little bit smaller, but they really just don't need, even just like a small hole, like if you have a cabin, sometimes there can be spaces between the logs and stuff. That's all it could take. Or even just, like I said, leaving your door open for a little bit, or pet doors sometimes. So just trying to avoid all of that, making sure you have screens on your windows and any holes are caulked or closed up so they can't get in.
Thank you so much, Susan. I really do appreciate your time. Again, Susan Babcock with a public health nurse with the Snohomish County Health Department. Thank you.
Thank you.
And only a tiny % of bats carry the rabies virus, but still, this is a very good time to make sure that your pets are up to date on their rabies vaccine. For more information on rabies and bat exposure, just head on over to fox13seattle.com/links.